Well, we're here today at the Grief Center, and I'm sitting down with Deb Garrison, the executive director of the organization. I'm Glenn Felty, the CEO and founder of SunState Solar, a local solar company. And we just helped the Grief Center go solar, and it's exciting, super exciting for them and for the community and for their supporters and just everybody involved. What would you say, just to summarize, what the Grief Center does for the community?
Well, the Grief Center is a nonprofit here in Albuquerque that provides free peer-to-peer grief support groups, workshops, and trainings for the grieving in our community. We're one of the few organizations that provide any type of grief support groups for children. We start at age 5 and go through 105. And we also can provide trainings to schools and hospitals and first responders, all good stuff.
Really good stuff.
Grief-informed practices are important. I've been the executive director for almost 2 years now. Prior to that, I was on the board of directors for 7 years. And before that, my children and I were participants 23 years ago after the death of their dad.
Yeah, that's so meaningful. A long life cycle, so to speak. Yeah.
Come full circle.
Yeah, wow. Well, let's shift gears. The reason we're here is because we just finished installing solar on your building. And so tell us a little bit more about the process of going solar. What got you most interested in going solar to begin with?
First of all, it gives us the opportunity to honor the donations we get from our supporters and being able to use those donations to provide services to the grieving folks that we support rather than paying the electric bill. We've been talking about adding solar to the building since we finished the building and moved in 2022. And this past fall, we had a donor that provided us with an offer to help us do that. He agreed to provide $60,000 towards the project. And that was Franklin Wilson from the Foundation for Sustainable Living. We were asked to get 3 quotes for the project, and we did. And when it came down to making the decision about who to go with, we felt like SunState was the company that provided us with the best customer service, the best response. You were very helpful all the way through with providing us with the proposals. You even completed a little video for our board to view before we presented it to the board that talked about the solar and what percentage of offset we would be the best for us.
Yep.
And it was just a feeling of trust. We had a good feeling about how much care and attention would be given to the project so that it would run smoothly. We just celebrated our 25th anniversary of providing hope and healing.
Wow.
And we feel like if with the solar, we can walk into the next 25 years with a more thoughtful footprint.
We were able to partner with Unirac and bring them in, a local supplier, a local manufacturer, to contribute in the hardware aspect of things, and then also Green Tech Renewables, one of our major supply partner. And that collaboration was cool. And when I thought about it at the outset and was hopeful for it, you never know if it's really going to be able to pull that together. But we were, and we're so grateful for everybody that was involved. That was able to make it happen and really keep things local here in Albuquerque. I had high hopes for what we could do, but you have to go deliver.
Well, we decided to go with SunState on November 20th. And from the very beginning, it was a very smooth process. You kept us informed of when paperwork was submitted, when things were ordered, when they were received. And by the first week of May, we were ready for installation. The installation itself was smooth and fun and exciting. We got to watch, the process in the parking lot with the crane, and then people that were coming and going quite frequently. Franklin Wilson from the Foundation for Sustainable Living came and crawled up on the roof and took a look. There were some moments when it got a little loud, and it would be loud for 5 or 10 minutes, and then it would be quiet again. And that was only the first day. And the rest of the week of them getting things set up and ready to go on the roof was so smooth. And I just realized that from the time we signed it on November 20th to today, which is May 20th, 6 months.
Amazing. I mentioned to you, outside of this discussion, that the commercial projects don't normally go that quickly. To sign it on end of November and to be installed by mid-May is pretty darn quick. and we have other customers that it's not going quite so smoothly for. And it's just the way it is, and we try and manage those expectations. I think I told all of you up front, get ready for, we don't know.
Right.
By the time you get permits and go through the utility application and all that, there are any number of humps that can come up along the way. And so we're just tickled that you guys were able to get it done quickly, and it'll be powered up before the in this beautiful spring weather, so that you can start really building up energy before the summertime AC bills come. You're able to actually benefit from the federal tax credit through what's called direct pay. So the direct pay to a nonprofit is 30% of the cost of the project, and potentially another 10% for domestic content, meaning that we installed enough US-made product on the roof. So we were able to pull together hardware. Unirac is based here in Albuquerque. They've got domestic content. The solar panels that we used came out of Oregon. Those are domestically produced. And then SolarEdge, the brains of the system, is also domestically produced. So that's all going to contribute to, we are hopeful that you're going to be able to get that as well. Probably being able to get another 10% on top of the 30% federal tax credit, which is really cool. You were talking about how much you're planning to save annually in your electric costs. What does that look like?
What we're going to save initially is $11,000 a year on our utilities. And we were able to develop our budget and have it approved by our board this week. And they were very pleased to see that line item go down. In the long run, the savings is going to be much more because the price of energy is just going to go up. And we're able to take that money and put it back into our services.
When we talk about return on that investment, and I don't have, it's not a hard fact, but I'm going to say 5 to 6 years probably before you're break even on that, maybe even less. And then you're really printing that money.
Yeah.
Now it's 11 grand, it's going to be 15 grand by that point a year, back to the bottom line for the organization.
We meet people here at the Grief Center on what is probably one of the worst times of their lives. And now we can put that $15,000 or $11,000 back into services and provide them the support so that they don't have to grieve alone.
Thank you for taking the time to sit down, do a quick recap of this, and we're so excited to be partnered with you and to see how this affects or benefit you in a positive way over the many, many, many years to come. Thank you so much.
No, thank you.